With this week's Eye Care Update, I'm Gretchen Bailey, Editor-in-Chief and Content Channel Director of Optometry Times. The Vision Council and Reed Exhibitions, organizers of Vision Expo, announced that Vision Expo East 2021, originally scheduled to take place March 18 through 21, will now take place May 25 through 28 at the Javits Center in New York City. The date change provides more time for companies to effectively plan their participation during the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, according to show organizers. 2021 marks the 35th anniversary of Vision Expo East. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration issued an emergency use authorization for the first serology point of care, or POC, test for COVID-19. The Assure COVID-19 IgG/IgM rapid test device was first authorized for emergency use by certain labs in July 2020 to help identify individuals with antibodies to SARS-CoV-2 infection, indicating recent or prior COVID-19 infection. That authorization was reissued to allow the test for point of care use using finger stick blood samples. The Assure test is a lateral flow assay and is authorized for use with venous whole blood, serum, plasma, and finger stick whole blood. It is currently the only FDA authorized COVID-19 POC serology test and is available by prescription only. Aerie Pharmaceuticals shared successful interim 90-day top-line data results from its 6-month phase 3B clinical trial in Europe, known as Mercury 3, comparing Rocklanda to Ganfort. Rocklanda is marketed in the United States as Rocklatan. Ganfort is approved for use in Europe, but is not approved for use in the United States. Mercury 3 was designed as a non-inferiority trial to compare intraocular pressure, or IOP reduction, in patients with open-angle glaucoma or ocular hypertension. Interim 90-day top-line highlights include Rocklanda met the overall trial objective by demonstrating non-inferiority to Ganfort across 9 of 9 time points over 90 days. Rocklanda demonstrated consistent IOP reduction throughout the day of approximately 9.5 millimeters of mercury for an average reduction from baseline IOPs of about 37%. The IOP reductions observed in Mercury 3 exceeded those from both Mercury 1 and Mercury 2. The IOP reduction results for Rocklanda were highly consistent with those of Ganfort, and incidents of ocular adverse events for Rocklanda were lower than observed in Mercury 1 and Mercury 2. 6-month top-line results are expected by early 2021. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has approved Bausch & Lomb's Aloe preservative-free antihistamine eye drops as the first over-the-counter, or OTC, preservative-free formulation eye drop. The drug has been approved as a temporary relief for allergy sufferers with itchy eyes. The company anticipates the drug will be available for purchase at major retailers in time for the peak allergy season of spring 2021. Aloe preservative-free is indicated for the temporary relief of itchy eyes due to pollen, ragweed, grass, animal hair, and dander in adults and children 3 years of age and older. It is formulated to relieve eye itch within minutes and can provide up to 12 hours of eye itch relief with 1 dose, according to the company. CooperVision has begun its 6th annual search for the nation's best practices, those which deliver exceptional patient care and advance of the profession. This year, CooperVision introduces new branding for the program, as well as application process changes designed to help a broader spectrum of practices be considered, according to the company. These changes include questions to help candidates dive more deeply into certain areas of their practices and the ability to showcase elements of their stories that may be considered outside of the box. Candidates will be evaluated based on their approaches to the development of an extraordinary patient experience, trends in technology, products, and business, their role in the advancement of fellow eye care professionals and the profession, and leadership in areas such as advocacy, community, clinical care, or sustainability. All U.S. independent and corporate optometry practices currently fitting any brand of contact lenses are eligible to apply, although the program is not focused on such. Applications can be submitted at coopervision.com through November 23rd, 2020, and will be reviewed by a panel of judges, including best practice honorees, industry experts, and CooperVision leaders. The 2021 best practices will be announced early next year. Essilor of America launches 2 programs providing resources to private practitioners. Last week on October 1st, Essilor activated points on Win Together with Essilor bonus rewards program for eligible transitions lens purchases. This rewards program allows eye care professionals to feel relief from financial stress while they make the best decisions for their patients on spectacle lens technologies, according to the company. In addition, Essilor plans to more than double its fourth quarter consumer media investment around Varilux, Eyezen, Crizal, and Transitions products and send patients to local Essilor Experts affiliated independent practices. To participate in Win Together with Essilor Rewards, practices must be enrolled in Essilor Experts or the new Essilor Partners program and be enrolled in Essilor Preferred Rewards. GenSight Biologics has reported a statistical analysis of pooled data from Lumevoq trials and natural history studies of Leber hereditary optic neuropathy, or LHON. The data found a statistically significant and clinically meaningful difference between the visual outcomes in Lumevoq-treated patients and untreated patients, according to the company. Key findings in the analysis demonstrated the progressive and sustained improvement of treated eyes from month 12 to month 52, in contrast to the absence of recovery over the same period for untreated eyes. At month 18, the difference became statistically significant. By month 48, the difference between the mean visual acuity in treated patients and that in untreated patients was both statistically significant and clinically meaningful. In related news, the company has submitted a marketing authorization application for Lumevoq to the European Medicines Agency for marketing authorization in the European Union to treat LHON. The future is bright for the contact lens industry, and positive developments have come from changes brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. That's the verdict of industry leaders taking part in the first International Association of Contact Lens Educators, or IACL, virtual conference on the theme of Back to Contact Lenses in late September. Joining a panel discussion chaired by IACL Vice President Professor Philip Morgan were Cheryl Donnelly, Head of International Professional Affairs and International KOL Lead Vision Care at Alcon, Gary Orsborn, Vice President, Global Professional Medical and Clinical Affairs at CooperVision, John Myler, Global Head, Professional and Clinical Education at Johnson & Johnson Vision, and Osbert Chan, Director of Medical and Clinical Affairs for Bausch & Lomb Asia Pacific. Key developments for the contact lens sector arising from the COVID-19 pandemic included collaboration among industry, practitioners, scientists, and educators to dispel myths about the safety of contact lens wear at the early stages of the pandemic. Lack of socializing and playing sports were the reasons for patients wearing contact lenses less, rather than safety concerns. Hygiene is now top of mind for patients and practitioners. Efficiencies in appointments and services, such as telemedicine. Rising demand for online ordering, direct-to-patient delivery, and digital engagement. Recognition that contact lenses are an important ongoing revenue stream for practices. Acceptance of online learning among industry practitioners, educators, and students. And opportunities for wearing contact lenses to avoid spectacle fogging and to enhance eye appearance when wearing face masks and coverings. Each panelist expressed optimism about the future for contact lenses and identified major changes to contact lens practice that had resulted from the pandemic. A neurological diagnostic tool for traumatic brain injury and cognitive conditions are allowing more healthcare professionals to access technology to treat patients. The Reflex product suite from Brightlamp, a Purdue Foundry-affiliated company, allows a range of medical professionals to securely capture critical diagnostic pupillary light reflex data. The company will release its third version of Reflex, called Reflex Pro, for iPad. Reflex's platform uses Apple's HD iPhone and iPad video camera as a secure mobile data collection and transmission platform for the pupillary evaluation software. The mobile platform offers near instant repeatability of physiological and unbiased tests, which allows diagnosis and recovery monitoring for multiple neurological applications through pupillary light reflex measurements, according to the company. A study led by Boston Medical Center researchers shows that a biomarker for earlier diagnosis of neurodegenerative diseases is now detectable in the eye. Neurofilament light chain, a protein previously detected in the cerebral spinal fluid and blood, is being explored as a biomarker to detect neurodegeneration. It has now been identified in the vitreous humor. According to researchers, these results set a foundation for future studies to investigate the potential of this biomarker to accelerate the diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, and other neurodegenerative diseases. For this study, researchers collected eye fluid samples from 77 patients who were undergoing previously scheduled eye surgery at Boston Medical Center. 63% of the subjects were male, and the average age was just over 56 years old. The results showed that all 77 patients had neurofilament light chain in their vitreous humor, and higher levels were associated with higher levels of other biomarkers known to be associated with Alzheimer's disease, including amyloid beta and tau proteins. Neurofilament light chain levels were not significantly associated with eye disease. This study was supported in part by the National Institute of Health's National Institute of Aging and published in Alzheimer's Research and Therapy Journal. Acutrex Vision Technologies has received its third and fourth awarded patents by the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. The third patent covers the company's visual field perimetry testing technology. This eye examination takes place in the augmented reality or AR head-mounted unit to detect scotomas existing in central and peripheral vision, which may be caused by various medical conditions, such as macular degeneration. The fourth patent covers technology which solves a common AR problem of being able to see projected virtual images or video in an AR headset in high lighting conditions or daylight settings. An alpha matte layer containing pixels, which turn varying degrees of opaqueness, are controlled to match, much like an exterior shadow, the reflected image the person sees inside the headset. In other words, it puts a sunglasses type shade behind just the virtual image while leaving portions around that image see-through. Xenon VR has developed VR1, its next generation virtual reality headset with ophthalmic diagnostic technology. The headset will take the user through a series of vision tests, including visual acuity, color vision, and automated perimetry. The exam can be administered in the office or virtually by an eye care practitioner. VR1 weighs less than a pound and can be worn in a seated position, which may help patients with limited mobility. The headset acts as a display model and features a telehealth option that allows the doctor to view, via laptop or device, the patient taking the exam. Hogstrite UK launches Meridian MRQ and MRQ supine YAG lasers in the UK. MRQ is a fully integrated YAG laser, which features the latest technology for posterior capsulotomy, pupillary membranectomy, and iridotomy, according to the company. The laser features a rapid startup time and an easy-to-use touchscreen display. The user can choose between anterior and posterior offset on one screen, ensuring a smooth and efficient workflow. The analog rotary knobs, such as laser power and aiming beam brightness, are located on both sides of the laser head to provide a comfortable working position for left and right-handed users. MRQ supine is a fully integrated ophthalmic laser for supine use, designed for capsulotomy and iridotomy. This is the only laser system which allows the treatment of patients who are unable to sit at a slit lamp and is ideal for pediatric and elderly patients, according to the company. MRQ supine laser features an LCD display with simple navigation between selection buttons. Control buttons change and monitor system information, and an authentication PIN code is in place for safety. The ergonomic 0 to 210 degrees inclinable Hagstrite surgical binoculars allow for comfortable operation, according to the company. Now, Editor Emeritus Dr. Ernie Bowling talks with Dr. Michael Brown about access to care, telemedicine, and writing in optometry.